Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ollie here from CryptoVest.com. It's the 13th of November today, and we're going to be looking at Ripple trading against Bitcoin over 2-hour candles. It's by far the best performing cryptocurrency in the top 10 right now. It's up at around 4% against Bitcoin, while most other cryptocurrencies in the top 10 are struggling to break into the green. There's been a whole host of news that has come out this week, some that are really exciting for the asset, and that's obviously helped to drive this asset back up now. We're starting to retest some key resistances at the moment. But yeah, basically for those who haven't been following the news on Ripple, just a quick update. So basically, the Ripple lawsuit has started to make some promising grounds. They've just been able to move it to a federal court under the provision of the Class Action Fairness Act, where they've basically been able to merge the case with a plaintiff from Israel, which has then allowed them to move it to a court where other sort of legal critics are saying this is actually a very good move, and this should help them win the case, or at least give them a much better chance of winning it. The case goes back a long time, where a defendant argued that Ripple was a security and not a utility token, and it's been a real ongoing battle ever since. So that's some promising ground on that front. Ripple's been able to penetrate the Chinese market. That's a news story that's come out very recently. Basically, a new joint venture between American Express and Liang Group has just formed, and those are both RippleNet members. So the idea here is that hopefully once these two start to work together and form a new alliance, that they'll be using Ripple's X-current services to facilitate cross-border payments internationally. Similarly, Japan's biggest bank, the MUFG, has also said it will be using Ripple's technology to facilitate their cross-border payments with Brazil. So, you know, a whole host of things are coming out. Very big news for Ripple. And Brad Garlinghouse is very confident in a recent interview and said that they will actually, Ripple will take over Swift in terms of its payment business. So, you know, some really big things have come out, and you can see why it's doing particularly well compared to the rest of the market right now. And if we zoom in on Ripple, you can see it's kind of got this cup and handle pattern starting to form. Well, it's completed here, but it's not really a typical cup and handle. It's just been this big sell-off and then a big buy with this sort of low volatility along the bottom. It's not this sort of nice arcing cup that we'd like to see, although we do have this sort of nice handle sort of pattern that is retraced back to this kind of cup line here. But we're still, you know, if this is actually a true cup and handle, we should expect it to really push on bullish from here. But looking at it, you can see there's been a very strong resistance here at around this sort of, I think it's 8,200 sats mark, and then we've got this sort of upper resisting area, 8,290 sats mark, and this has been a very key resisting area, particularly going through the first week of November here before we had the crash. We've also got a key support here around the sort of 7,850 sats mark, with a lower support of the region at around 7,800, and that's been a critical level in keeping the price action up while we went through that kind of low volatility phase, while sort of Ripple was consolidating, and then obviously now we've just had this big pump, and now we're sort of struggling to break out of this pennant shape. And as you can see, we've kind of tested it already today. We actually broke through it, hit this upper resistance, and come back down. So there's a whole host of resistances right now in this particular price action, and it's really sort of struggling to break through that at the moment. There's some really promising signals on the 2-hour indicators, particularly RSI. You can see we're climbing now, and we're very close to hitting into the overbought region here. It could climb on from here, but you should obviously expect it to snap back into the channel at some point. So we may break through this and then have to fall back onto one of these as support. Looking at the MACD indicator, it's showing good building momentum. We have the 12 MA here climbing really high above the 26 MA, and we've got a strong buying candle on the histogram starting to appear as well. So sort of that signal, that sort of second bull run that we're having at the moment. And the Choker money flow indicator is just starting to show an increase in buying pressure here. So, you know, this isn't a particularly strong confirmation, but it's a start of something. So if this can continue to spike up, then that would be a promising sign. And overall, you can see Ripple has been really building over the last, since the start of this month, in terms of buying pressure. It's been sort of following this very clear uptrending line here. So there's all sort of promising signals as well. We are sort of, the only thing we've really got to worry about is just hitting this oversold part. And if you look at the sort of Williams R percentage, or even in fact we can look at Bollinger Bands as well. So these will give us an idea of how oversold it is. And on the Williams percentage range here, you can see that this indicator in particular is saying that we're oversold. If we look at the Bollinger Bands, we are on the top band here. We've still got a little way to go. It's kind of lining up this top resistance area at the beginning. But yeah, it's looking like we're going to be oversold if we push past this, and we'll probably end up finding either support along here before pushing on, or we may end up back inside this channel as bullish momentum drops after people sort of scalp trade or sell off and obviously spot this overbought moment here. So it's probably looking like we'll actually break through this in the short term, but it's very likely that we'll probably start to fall back on here, and if we are able to break cleanly through here, we probably will find our first support around this upper support here at 8,200 sats. We've got some sort of strong price targets above as well to keep an eye on. This 8,532 line here was a strong resistance on November 6th. It stopped us from head testing this sort of earlier high. And then we've got this 8,736, which is I think it's a historically relevant one. If we go right the way back, we can see it was a key resistance all the way back in September, going through into the end of September and through October. So those are the first two to really keep an eye on. But yeah, so momentum's sort of starting to build, but we're hitting a lot of resistance, and we've got a lot of overbought indicators showing up, so expect it to come down a little bit in the short term. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe, guys, and check the full TA at cryptovest.com. Thank you.